All right, so we're working our way through understanding the best ways to answer statistical questions. Now we're going to talk about randomized experiments. So if you're going to have an experiment, we know that randomization is going to avoid bias. That's going to be very helpful. So some key terms that we use when we randomize an experiment. The first one is experimental group. This is the group that receives treatment. And then you have a control group. This is the group that does not receive treatment. So we're going to use that vocab to answer a couple questions here. Part A, describe a design for a controlled experiment to test a new drug for treating the flu on mice. How does randomization apply to your design? So our design is going to start with randomly assigning mice to one of two groups. So we're going to randomly assign mice to one of two groups, and we'll do that in one of the ways that avoids bias. We're going to have one group that's the experimental group. This is the group that will receive treatment, and the other group will be the control group that receives no treatment. Next, we're going to infect all the mice with the flu. Sorry, mice. Once all the mice have been infected with the flu, the experimental group will get the treatment. This is the new drug that we're testing. The control group does not get any treatment. Now we're going to analyze the results to see if the new drug affects progression of the flu in a way that is significantly different from the control group. And then, if you remember, we randomly assigned mice to one of the two groups. Just keep in mind that random assignment of mice, it ensures that any differences between the groups is due to the drug rather than some other cause. All right, let's take a look at part B. Design an experiment to test whether drinking coffee improves memory. How will you choose the experimental and control groups? Okay, so we're going to start by randomly assigning people into two groups. So our two groups that we've split the people into randomly, we've got a control group. The control group is going to get no coffee. The experimental group will get coffee. So because we are wondering if drinking coffee improves memory, once we have had the control group that's getting no coffee, the experimental group gets coffee, we're going to give everyone in both groups a memory test, and then we will compare the results.